get now.
Come on and hear the music.
Support for the following program was provided in part by Creative Opus Designs, a creative combination of art and jewelry design. My next guest is from Baltimore, Maryland. He's a hip-hop artist and songwriter as well as a community activist. When he isn't creating music, he showcases his artistic abilities through drawing and art. Join me as I get to know more about Ahmed Childs, also known as Last Born Child. Okay, so I want to welcome Ahmed Childs. It's Last Born Child.
Yes.
Thanks for joining me. Tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how you got the name Last Born Child.
From Baltimore, Maryland, born and raised. And I got the name Last Born Child from my family. I'm the youngest of 5 children. So that's just pretty much who I am, yeah.
Okay, and you're born and raised in Baltimore?
All my life, yes.
Okay. And so families around here, all in the area, I guess. So they're.
I have family in Rockville.
Okay.
I have family in Virginia. Mostly in Baltimore though.
Okay.
Some down in South Carolina.
And so do you just kind of, I guess, took Last Born Child, since that was your kind of all your life you've gone by, it was kind of naturally a good name for.
Well, a friend of mine, he just advised me. He was my first producer. He just advised me. He said, just use a name that's gonna stick and it'll never change.
Right.
So I thought about it, and I think it was like a line in one of the verses I wrote or something. And he said, man, that's what you should use. So, you know, I thought about it, and, you know, it's kind of long, but it's different, so.
It is. It's definitely different. It's something, you know, it's memorable, I guess.
Right.
And it's definitely not going to change. You're always going to be the last born child.
Correct. Correct.
So you started out as a DJ.
Yes.
And then
yes.
got into, you know, became a musician. Tell me a little bit about how that transition, how did that work?
Well, as far as DJing, I learned DJing from my next door neighbor when I was real small. I was about 8 years old. He used to DJ, and I would watch him through the basement window. And then he started letting me in and showing me how to use turntables. And, you know, at that time I was doing everything. I was breaking, popping, b-boying, DJing, tagging my name on the wall. So I was like really impressed by hip hop
right.
all the way around. And it was just pretty much inevitable that later on I would start getting on the microphone.
So this is pretty much at a really early age, since 8. If you started the DJing at 8, when did you start getting into, you know, actually being into hip hop? When did you do that on your own?
I did like a few talent shows when I was small, but I was more or less in the background. But then when I went to college, I was DJing in college, and occasionally me and a couple of my friends, we would alternate on the microphone to the turntables. And we had a nice routine going, and from that routine what we would do is, you know, depending on how the party was going, we would use different ones to bring the party up. So, you know, at a certain point I would get on the microphone and leave the turntables alone. Sometimes I might DJ the whole party and never get on the microphone.
Okay.
But then it just evolved to where I just started getting on the microphone more and more, to where I just stopped DJing altogether.
Okay. Give me the mic back, I strike back, counterattack, I set it off to put my town on the map. Overreact when I flow through a track, spit facts like a cockback Mac, plus discussion, yo, you got that. My overall protocol concept is bomb threats, evacuate, immaculate sex on a platter. I design a rhyme cause it's mind over matter. Your tape recorders caught up in the rapture of the slaughter. I live in Baltimore, I think it's something in the water. Innovate, communicate, contracts, the X factor. coming from an angle to strangle your protractor. Tape measure, ruler, sever your mind from your medulla. Change your mind state through a rhyme. Maneuver through a latch time to shine. Symbolize what you rap cats to find underground like a sewer. Your insufficient rhyme styles arouse my suspicion. Animal instinct, distinct intuition. The civilized, the barbaric, each lyric is a masterpiece. Think take memory bank, free speech to eat the savage beast. And I say peace.
Now, was it more, I guess, a pre-planned what you were going to say, or was it totally freestyle? You just got up there and said whatever came to mind?
It all depends. Sometimes it's like in a party, you know, you don't, as an MC, you don't really have to rap to be the MC of the party. Like a DJ can really be an MC as well.
Right.
So it just depends. Like in different areas, some areas in a cipher you freestyle. Sometimes you might not freestyle. Some people use written. It just all depends on which, you know, what the people are receiving.
Okay, so you're used to both, either way. And who gave you your first big break?
I would say two people. I would say the first person gave me my first big break would be Little Clayway. That was the first time I was actually featured on any CD that was released and sold out to the public. And then the other person I would say would be Maestro Mo from Northeast Groovers. He was our producer at the time, and he would get me and my crew. I was in a crew called The Diff, and we would perform on bills with signed artists. So it's like both of them.
Spent most of my days here, nights here, live my life here, lot of fights here, right here, yeah, daydreams and nightmares, years past, tears and laughs, celebrate their memories, steaming beers and crabs, attitude used to be who cares, forward nowhere fast, nowadays see me walk the clear path, what, been there, done that, life ain't fair, enemies and fake friends frontin' like they care, learn who's who, what's what, cried the blues, juvenile, committing crimes, alibis and juice, had to straighten up, fly right, paid my dues, grandma died, no five, it changed my views. Time to stand up, man up, swallow my pride. People hate me every day, watch how I take it in stride. Told the devil when he tried, you'll never take me alive. They call it love, all it is really hate in disguise. Who wear the mask? You do the math. Haters lust to take you by surprise, waiting like a snake in the grass. These are the words of a young black man who been scoping out society since way back when. I was a snotty nose, naughty head kid with no idea why I was here. I'm 33 now, got a whole lot cleared up. Been through some rough times, struggling hardships. Open up my heart now, this is regardless. Shutting down my ears, don't listen to nonsense. Open up my mind to be a little more conscious. Shutting up my mouth to be a little more cautious. Open up my eyes so I can see through the darkness. As I bop through the valley of death, on a daily, keep it moving, dudes be shooting over drugs and loot. Shiesty cat stab you in the back and throw you for a loop. Bring beef to your stoop. This is real life cops and robbers. Shots pop, next stop, shock trauma. Or the morgue, this is Baltimore. To walk these streets, you gotta know the art of war. No mercy, no prisoners. It's never personal, it's just business. No matter what, though, the killing is senseless. Red top, green top, teen shot dead. Another crime scene, it's a crying shame. Yellow tape in the white sheet under the street light. A son's deceased, the mom's in grief and can't sleep right for life. She gon' mourn, her firstborn is dead and long gone. What's going on? It's the same thing every day. Marvin Gaye asked us the same question in the 70s. It's not complicated, son, it's basic. The only thing that changed is money got big faces. Paper chases go from shell case to court case. Watch your back before your life get cut short, my man. Any given day a gun is waving in your face. Rob for your Timberland boots and North Face. Now you on the block with a gun on your waist. Yapping about your principles, but you ain't a criminal. Don't let them guns make you think that you invincible. Be like Spike Lee and do the right thing, cause these days cats ain't fighting, the guns bust, the knives swing. This is the land where the killers and thugs play for keeps. No need for a judge, they hold court in the street. Asphalt, concrete, pound the pavement, every day the same. Shh.
Some families, I guess, are really supportive, and some are are not so supportive of their, you know, you started this pretty young. Has your family always been really supportive of what you're doing and where you're going?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm accompanied by my sister and my daughter right now.
Okay.
And they're my biggest supporters. They always come to my events.
And do you have any projects that you're working on now?
Yes. Project that I'm working on now is with a producer named Todd Baker. It's we've been working on it for some time, but it's coming along. I know I'm about 6 songs deep in to the project, and he's doing a compilation where he's producing every track, and every track is going to be it's only going to feature about 3 different MCs. Okay. So it's really taking, you know, a turn with the compilations, where generally compilation is like every song is different people. Right. So it's like he's giving us tracks and he wants us to, you know, use his tracks and do what we want to do with them. So it's a little bit different from the normal mixtape type of thing. And
do you have an idea of when that's going to be available, or is it still kind of new? Or
we're shooting for the summer.
Okay.
Yeah, we're shooting for the summertime.
Okay. And where can we see you perform locally? Anywhere coming up?
I generally do like a lot of open mic. I go to Judas Juke Joint. That's in Baltimore. I go to Up and Up sometimes in DC. There's a lot of shows I host. A lot of times I host shows. You know, somebody will call me and say, "Can you host this show?" And you know, I sneak a performance in while I'm hosting. Right. And also, some people will call me and ask me to perform in their shows. Right.
Okay. And do you have a website? Where can we go to get more information about your music and upcoming shows?
I have a Facebook page. Facebook page is The Last Born Child.
The Last Born Child. Okay.
Yep. Just like on the shirt right here. The Last Born Child.
Okay. And you put all you'll have all your upcoming shows listed on there as well.
Yes.
Whenever things are coming up and albums are coming out.
And I have, if you want to download, I have a mixtape you can download on hot16radio.com.
Okay.
That's www.hot16radio.com.
Okay. All right. Well, it was great having you, and hopefully we can, you know, maybe have you back later on and learn a little more as more music comes out and you have more things you want to tell us about.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's great to get to know you. Thank you.
All right.
It was great getting to know more about Taisha Marie and Last Born Child. If you'd like to learn more about their music or their tour dates, check out their Facebook pages. Once again, I'm Angela, and you've been watching Musically Hot in the DMV. Thanks for joining me.